which I'm creating. Work on this. We have to start by creating one virtual environment, correct? All of you know all these things, so I'm not going to waste much time in doing that. Say python manage.py, and then start now to start creating virtual environment hyphen m vnv env. Okay, I'll give the same name. VENV has been created. See, as you can see here, it's created. I'll activate the virtual environment scripts and activate. After activating, I will install Django into it. Okay. Django is not there into that project. Now we will do Django hyphen admin start project give KFC. Okay, I'll give KFC. Then that is created, then I'll cd into this KFC now. Okay, and I will do code space dot. Done. This much is done. All of you today just see whatever I am doing, okay? And this is how you have to approach towards your projects also. Grab the things. Like whichever the thing I feel like I should explain you this thing, I will explain. Okay. Now this will also be a revision for you, entire revision. Okay. Now I will go to my terminal here and open command prompt. Okay, I just delete this PowerShell. Here I have to start with one app. Okay, we will work on home page first. Okay, so I'll say Python manage.py start app home. Okay, that we created one home page. Okay, this much is fine. Now I will register this home page into my settings.py file. See, home. Correct? Okay. Our first initial setup is done. Now always what you have to do is first we need to check whether everything is working fine or not. Okay. For that what I'll do, I click on this. I'll say urls.py file. Okay, we'll give some import statements here. Import path from dot import views. Okay, and with URL patterns equal to path. We will keep this much. Okay, and we'll start working on our views now. Okay, this much we'll keep it, and let's work on our views. Okay, let's put it off. Okay, we are working on our views now. Now how will I create my view? I will say def home. Okay, def home page, and then we'll have request. Correct, we'll have request, and I'll say return render. Say request comma, I'll say home.html. Fine, we'll just say home.html. Now what I have to do, I have to create one home.html. Fine, so in my home itself I will create templates folder. In this I will create home.html. Okay, here now everyone pay attention. See, now I am going to use the combination of this project URL as well as app URL. So in my app, sorry, not URL, project templates and this app level templates. Okay. Now in this templates, I'm going to hold all the templates which I require for home page. Okay. Whatever I need for my home page, I will keep it here, and I will create one project level templates also. Let's say templates. Okay. Here I will create base.html and also nav.html. Okay, correct. I'll create base.html and nav.html. Yes or no? Now we have created these templates at our project level. So what we have to do? We have to register this, correct? We have to register this into our settings, search for templates here. In this templates here, I have to type base underscore dir slash templates, correct? Yes or no? Are you guys understanding what I'm doing? All of you have worked on this. Okay, don't say the not understanding and all. I'll close this. So you see how I like to keep my all the files, like all of these, as much clear as possible. Okay. Yes. What is it, Santosh? What directory? What directory? Templates. What happened to the templates? Yes, files. One like base files I'm having. Okay, which will be there in each and every page. That's why I'm having them. We are not going to create some complex type of thing. Just try to understand this logic. Okay, whatever the logic I'm teaching, just try to understand. So always, whatever the file you are going to work on, only keep those files here. Okay, the rest of the file, close them. Okay, close the rest of the file, and also always keep your folders closed, so that whenever you want to go to any of the file, you can directly search here and go to that particular file. Otherwise what happens, people have it open like this, entire thing is open, and you are just scrolling up and down, up and down, and it's not understandable. So try to keep it as clean as possible. Okay, it is just for yourself, not to get it messy. Okay. Our templates. Now what we are going to do is, see, first obviously in our project level templates, I have created this base.html, correct? What do we write in this base.html? We are going to have our boilerplate, correct? So I'll do that. So what are the files I will work is views and also this home.html for now. Okay. These three files I want to work. So I will have here, and let me just call this as KFC. Okay. And here I will have my block content, correct? And I will have end block content. And then in this home here, I will extends base.html. Okay, and I will have block content, and then end block content. Correct. And I will just have one h1 saying, hey, this is our home page. I'll just have this much, and let me call that file. Okay, this one I need to run, right? This function, and I'll give name equal to itself. Fine, understood. We'll give name equal to home itself. To register these URLs, I need to register these URLs into my project URLs. So I'll go to this KFC folder here. I'll go to my project URLs, and I'm going to register this. How do I register this? You need to include here. I will keep it empty. Keep it empty. Include my KFC dot URLs, and we need to import this also. Include. Correct. KFC, not KFC. So home.urls. Home.urls. Done. Up till here, everyone understood. It's very simple. And we will run our server here. Okay. I will run the servers. Python manage.py run server. We'll go and check. Okay, what it is saying? Okay, end block. We have one little bit of spelling mistake. Close this URLs. Close these URLs also. Go to my templates. Home.html. Okay, here you see is and block. Okay, and now we are going to come here. And I'll just reload. Okay, it's working. Everything is working fine. Yes. So now, first, what we are going to do, we will create, let's say, some 3 things. Okay. Let me create 3 things. In our home page, we'll be having one as not product. We'll call it as item. Okay. It is going to take request comma ID also. Okay. So basically, what we are creating here is, if we click on that particular product, it is going to redirect to another page and display us that particular product. Okay, that we are creating here. Fine. Then here what I will have here, will have return render request comma item.html. Shall I call it item or product? We'll call it food item. Food item, whatever it is. Food item. Okay, better. Food item. So we have 3 views so far. Yes. Now what I'm going to do, we'll go to our templates here. Okay, I'll create one nav bar. We'll create one nav bar. Nav. Okay, ul. Let's say li anchor tag. I'll call it home. Copy and paste. and I will call it one cart page. Okay, only 2 pages we are going to work so that you understand it what is going on and all. First we are only going to work on home page. Okay, now there is one thing. See, when it is KFC, we cannot create a data. I mean, we can create a data. Basically, whenever we add any item, okay, to our cart, is basically we are creating one cart page, correct? I mean, we are creating some data into our cart. Yes or no? Yes. So that we will do, don't worry. But the main product list, this data right here, okay, that is going to be inbuilt. Okay, whenever you tell me, whenever it is your KFC, okay, let's say there is one KFC food. Okay, now what happens in this? Tell me, if you log into your KFC, you already get some data, right? You are already getting some data. So are you creating any new item into that KFC app? No, right? You are not creating any new item. But but what happens? But if you let's say add to cart, okay? If you click on add to cart, then what happens? Now you are creating some data into your cart model. Now we are going to have two models here. One will be our menu, entire menu it will show. Okay. Another one is going to be our cart model. Okay. Two models will create and one more model will create. You will see what is that model and all. Okay. Don't worry about that. We'll have only home and cart. Okay. We'll work on this only. We'll not go for very complex things. Okay. Don't worry about that. Okay. We have templates. Then everything is set. No. In my base.html, I will create this. Okay. We'll say include what? nav.html. Correct? Yes or no? Now for our rest of the functions also, rest of the views, we'll create these URLs. So I'll say cart here. Okay. In here we'll say item slash in colon ID. Correct? Here we are calling cart page, cart, and here we are calling food item. Yes. And on this, what is happening? We are going to create two more templates here. I will create cart.html and I'll create food underscore item.html. Is it item or items? My views is food item. Okay. Now we don't need neighbor for now. Okay. And yes, name we will change. Food. Call it as food itself. Or item will be better. Then create it. Okay. See, getting this thing as well as if I go on, let's see, food slash one. Okay, it's not food, it's item. Item slash one also I'm getting. And if I go to cart also, it will work. Okay, so for cart, I have to give here this. But we don't have anything in our cart, so it is not giving us anything. Okay. So all these three templates have been set up, correct? We have set up all the templates. Yes. Now what I'm going to do is, we don't have to worry about these URLs also for now. urls.py file that is also set up, and food item here. Um, this food item will work afterwards. Okay. Now we don't want our views also. Now we are going to create models. Okay. We'll start by creating our models now. Okay, let us work on our models. How many models we are going to have, guys? Tell me. One will be our product model, basically all the menu. Okay, where like KFC app will be storing all its products available. Okay, that is, we are going to create all the data from our Django admin. We will create all this data. Okay, then next what we are going to have, menu we done. Then what? We'll create different categories. Correct? We will have different categories. Okay. First of all, everyone pay attention. We will start by creating different categories. Okay. Shall we do that? We will start by creating different categories first. Okay. Okay, fine, Swarna. No problem. Okay. We'll start by creating categories. Wait, just wait for me. Okay. Sorry. Fine. So we'll start by creating a class for our categories. Okay. I will call this class as category class. Okay. This will be inheriting from models dot model. Yes or no? And we'll just give get name. Okay. Only name we will have. Okay. Category name. That's it. Nothing else will be there in this particular model. So I will create models dot care field. We'll have max length equal to, it is giving like this, max length we will have, max length will be equal to what? How much shall we give? Categories, names of the categories cannot be more than 20, so we'll only give 20. Yes. Okay. Category, we are trying to create one model called as category. Then I will say python manage.py, what else, migrate. Done. We are done with our migrations. Correct. We are done with our migrations. Now I will create one super user. Okay. We'll create one super user. How do we create super user? We will use create super user. Correct. Yes. This command we are going to use, and it is going to ask us to enter some data which we are going to type. I will say KFC. I'll call it as KFC admin. Okay, KFC admin I will say, and some this password I will give. Okay, done. So our super user is created. Now what I will do, I will run my server. Correct. We are going to run the server, and we'll go to our admin panel. Now before I go to our admin panel, what we have to do, guys? We have to register our model into our admin panel, right? So if I go to admin here, KFC admin, see, I need to register my model here first, correct? How am I going to do that? I will go to my admin.py file. Here we are going to first import it. We'll say from dot models, import our category, correct? And I will say admin dot site dot register. I will register the category, correct? Done up till here. Now then go back to our admin panel and we will reload it. Okay, we are getting here category, correct? And I will create one admin class for this. I will say class. It is just to give you idea. Okay, sir did these things. He started with this. Okay, and then he worked on models. He created some simple templates, checked whether they are working or not. After that, he created all the views which are required. Now he's working on models. Okay, now if I just reload back, I'll go to categories. Let us add some categories. We have burgers. Okay, I'll save it. What other categories we have? Okay, here I have to register this, right? I have to register this here, say cat admin, so that it is giving us properly. Do we have pizza in KFC? No. We have beverages, correct? Every time. It is giving spelling mistakes. Then we have their roles also. In roles we can check. Then we have pasta. Yeah, buckets, right? Buckets. We have meals. Sides we have. Sides. What else? We'll go and check better. KFC. Okay. These balls they have sides, desserts. Desserts. Enough. Okay. Enough. These many are enough. Okay. Hey, that is not a category. Mexican burger is not a category. Burgers is category. Burger. Okay. Enough categories we created. Yes or no? Successfully created categories. Yes. Now what we are going to do is, see, I will create here something called as static. Okay. Everyone pay attention. Okay. I will create static. Okay. I need to store some pictures also, right? We have to store some pictures of these burgers, then beverages, and all those things. We have to store pictures, right? So for that, I will create something called as static. Now everyone pay attention. Now I told you that in our static, we are going to have all these things, correct? All our media and all will be there in our static. So I will create one folder called as CSS. Okay. Also, I will create one more folder called as media. Okay. Or I will call it as images. Images. Fine, everyone? Is that fine? Yes. We'll create something called as images itself. Fine. Okay. Now, see, whenever we are working with media file, now what I'm going to do, I will create something. Okay. Now, what is that something I'm going to create? We will create one model called as menu. Okay. Or we can say items. Okay. This model I'm going to create, it is going to have all the list of these items, food items, correct? Menu is going to have the list of all the food items. Does not matter what category it is. Yes or no? You understanding? So how am I going to do that? In that, I will just create simple model. I will call it as menu. What are the things we will have for each and every product? Will have its name, some description, its price. Correct? Only these three things are enough for us. Fine. Its name, description, and its price. Fine. Yes or no? Okay. Now, you guys tell me. I will also have one image for it. Yes or no? I'll also have one image for it. Now, this image should be stored somewhere, right? It is not going to get stored directly into our database. Okay. Images does not get stored into our database directly. Okay. What is that, Santosh? Because without images, how a user is going to, enjoy our application? Santosh, stupid doubt. How will a user enjoy our application? Tell me. He won't, right? Obviously. So that's the reason why we need this. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you guys now. Okay. We are going to see one more field into our models. Okay. Into our models, we are going to see one more field called as image field. Okay. We are going to see a field called as image field. Now, what does this image field does? It is going to make like it is going to ask for a image to be input. Image as an input, correct? Yes or no? Obviously, it will ask for an image. Just like character field asks you to enter some character, similar to that, image field is going to ask you to enter some image. That's it. But where this image is going to be stored, that's the question. So the thing is, I want my image to be stored here into this images folder. Okay. Whenever I upload into my models, let's say I come here into my admin panel. If I just upload that particular and if I enter some details and I upload that picture and I save it, I want that image to be stored into this images folder. Okay. So that I can locally refer to it, right? Obviously, we should be able to refer to this particular images locally using static itself, correct? Now for that, how we are going to make use of it? Okay, that we will see now. Now look here, everyone. I will say now I want to add some media, correct? I want to add some media, yes or no? Now all of you have seen the settings for static files, correct? Static underscore URL we have. One is called as static underscore URL. Another is one which we create, right? Static files underscore dirs. We will see that. I'll go to my KFC. I'll go to the settings. Okay. Going to my settings. Here we have only this thing, correct? Static URL. We create one more, right? We say static files underscore dirs, correct? And it's equal to base dir slash static. Yes or no? Yes. Similar to that, I will do something for our media configuration. Let's say everyone learn this. This is something new for you. I want to configure my media, correct? What is that media for me now? It's images. Yes or no? It's the images, right? So now I will specify the URL for that. Okay. I'm going to specify the URL, basically the name which I can take for it. What's the URL for that? I will call it as media underscore URL. Okay. We'll say media underscore URL. It is just similar to our static URL. Now you guys tell me, for a static URL, what do we give? What's the folder name that we give? Static, right? Similar to that, our media URL, the folder name is going to be images, correct? That is what I have done, images. Yes or no? We will give it something like this, images. Understood everyone up till here? It is same to our static URL. Similarly, we are going to create something called as media URL. Now you should not make any spelling mistakes with this because this is an inbuilt variable. Okay. This is an inbuilt variable, guys. Make sure, do not make any spelling mistakes. Now similar to that, similar to this static files underscore dirs. Why do we use this? To specify the path, right? Yes or no? To specify the path from where to refer these static files, correct? From where to refer these static files, these here, correct? Similar to that, we have to write something called as media underscore root. Okay, media underscore root, to specify from where to refer to these images. Okay, from where do I want to refer to this images? Now how am I going to do that? Same like this. Okay, we will say base underscore dir, correct, slash, what is the path to that? We have static slash images, correct? Yes or no? We have static slash images slash. Everyone understood how to set up your URL, like how to register your media? Okay. Okay, good. Fine. Now what we are going to do? Only this much, only these two lines. Okay. We will write media URL and then media root. Do not forget these two variables. Okay. And here we are going to write images because we are creating one folder with the name called as images. Now suppose if you are writing any other name, you have to mention that name here. Similar to that media root, inside this media root, like from where you are writing these images, that path you have to mention here. Okay, fine. Now after writing this, everyone pay attention. After writing this, there is one more thing which I have to do. If I want these configurations or these settings to work, okay, if I want these settings to work, then I have to create something called as URL. Okay, now URL for what? Wherever the image will be stored, I should be able to directly call this particular URL and fetch the details or fetch that particular image. For that we are going to create one URL for it. Now how do we create this URL? Pay attention, it's very important. Okay, how we are going to create URL for it is, see, pay attention. Obviously this there is no use, even if I explain you this, you are not going to understand it properly. Okay, I hope you understood at least this much. The next part is bit tricky, so better you guys just mug up that thing. Okay, it will be better for you. Okay, not to take much stress for that, it's better. Okay, now go to your project URLs. Okay, always go to your project URLs. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to append something to this. Okay, we are not going to directly write it inside here. Okay, we should not create this URL directly inside. What we can do is we can append something to this. How do we append? I will say URL pattern plus equal to. Okay, I will just say URL pattern plus equal to. That's it. And first I'm going to import some things. Okay. Now everyone pay attention. What are these things that I'm going to import? First is, I will say from Django.conf. No, so better from dot settings. No, I'll directly say from dot import settings. Okay. Yes, correct. First I'm going to import settings. Okay. Then second thing, I'm going to import something called as static function. So where you will find this, you will see from Django dot conf dot urls dot static. From this import static. Okay. Now, I know this is a lot for you, but it's okay. You have to try and understand this, because a trainer cannot teach you everything, each and everything. It comes out only when we are working on certain projects. Okay, now this much you understood. Like, first I'm importing settings. Okay, and I'm in my project URLs, right? I'm importing settings, and here I'm importing this static function. Okay, there is something called as this static function. Now both the URLs, right, like media root and media URL, which I have created, those paths which I have created, I have to mention it here. I have to register it into this particular static function. How am I going to do that? So after this, after writing this URL patterns plus equal to, write static. Okay, right, set static, and first we have to say settings dot media URL. Okay, always first argument is going to be your media URL, and second argument is going to be your like media root, but it should be given a keyword, given as a keyword argument. So you will say document underscore root equal to, we will say, settings dot media root. Okay, look equal to, use this argument we are going, it is going to be one keyword argument for I try to upload some picture for in any of the model. If I try to upload any picture, it is going to be uploaded where? Tell me. It will get uploaded where now? Specifically into this images folder which we have created into our static. Images folder. Now we will go back to creating our URLs. Okay, sorry, not URL, models. Now before that, I'll create one spare folder. Okay, where should I create this spare folder? Okay, I'll create one spare folder here just to have some images. I'll say assets, some assets. I want to download some pictures, that's why I'm doing this. Okay, we are going to download some pictures. Go to KFC. So menu, click on burgers. Only burgers I want. Okay, have this picture. Save image as, this is my desktop. Django project KFC and assets. Here I will just save these. I'll say Mexican burger. Save it. What else we have? This one I'll show save.